How's it going, everyone? My name is Don't Care. My name is, and here we go with my review for the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future. Without question, one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. So this film came out on July 3rd, 1985, and it was directed by Robert Lee Zemeckis, who you remember him from his past works such as I Want to Hold Your Hand, 1941, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Forrest Gump, Castaway, all the way up to 2018 with his Welcome to Marwen movie. And currently, as I'm doing this review, he is in post-production for the remake of the 1990 The Witches movie, and is in development of the live-action Pinocchio movie. So, the film ran about 116 minutes, which is about an hour and 56 minutes, so about nearly 2 hours, and had a budget of $19 million, and made back over $389 million. I mean, originally $200 million, but when it was re-released again, it made a little bit more money. So, not bad, right? I mean, this film is still loved by a lot of fans. The sequels were a success. I mean, granted, there was some mixed criticism, but they were still a success. And does it still hold up, though? I mean, 35 years has passed. The film obviously has aged, right? I mean, shouldn't still hold up this very day. Oh, who am I kidding? It still holds up. But we're still going to take a look at the story. We're going to take a look at the character. We're going to take a look at everything just to see what still works and what doesn't work. So let's focus on the story. The story for this film focuses on our main character, Marty McFly, who is a good kid who has dreams of becoming famous, who wants to become a big star, but he's worried he's going to end up like his father, who is a pushover, who lets everybody push him around, and he's a loser. And Marty ends up getting sent to the past after he helps his friend, Dr. Emmett Brown, who creates a time machine made out of a DMZ DeLorean. And it ends up being a success. He's about to go into the future, but Doc gets shot down. Marty takes the time machine. He's sent back to the past. He messes up with the timeline. So now he has to work with the Doc Brown of the past in order to not only help him get his parents back together before he pretty much ceases from existing, but to also get him back to the future so he can be back with his family and be back with his girlfriend. So the story for this film, I had not that many problems with, mostly because I enjoyed how the first act starts with us being introduced to Marty, introduces all these other characters, and then when we get to the time machine part and Marty being sent to the past, that's where I feel is where you're going to get hooked on, because you want to see Marty succeed, you want to see him get his parents together, you want to see, him being sent back to the future to be back with his family. I think they did a good job building up to that. It's well paced, it's not slow, it's just built just right, building up to that great climax, and still a good story. I really had no problem with it. I think the only problem I did probably have, if I had to be honest, was there were some cliche moments here and there in the story, but I can look past it. I really not going to focus too much on that. So it's still a good story. It's paced very well. I had no problem with it, and it's built up to a great climax. So with that being said, what about the characters? Without question, Michael J. Fox, in my view, was the perfect role to play as Marty. We see him as a good kid who wants to succeed, who has dreams. He isn't an a-hole. He isn't a jerk. He does care about his family, his girlfriend, and Doc Brown. Yes, there are times when he does lose his temper. It does get the better of him, but he's still a good guy, and he wants to help his father stand up for himself, be a better person. And that's something I really enjoyed. I especially enjoyed the chemistry between Marty and Doc. Christopher Lloyd playing as Doc Brown. I cannot imagine anyone else playing that role. Christopher Lloyd, you could really tell he had a lot of fun playing this role. He was really invested in this character he was portraying. I especially love the way he explains the science, the expressions he gives, the movement, the body language he gives off. He just did a great job. But although my favorite character, though, has to be the actor Thomas F. Wilson, who plays Biff Tannen. I mean, oh my god. You could tell he had such a great time playing this stereotypical bully character we've seen in old films. It was also surprising to find out when he was young, he was bullied, and he drew on that, what he went through for his portrayal as this bully character, which I thought awesome. Actually worked. And what I also loved about this, what made this more fun of his character, is he kept misusing words like make like a tree and get out of here instead of make like a tree and leave. Like Like little changes there just make you just remember that he is a threat as to our main character. He is a great antagonist, but those kind of lines, it helps you remember, yeah, he is a pretty stupid villain too. I really miss those kind of bully characters. It's a shame that nowadays they're not as fun or, as good as they used to be, but still, it's not bad. Everyone else in the movie did such a great job. I especially enjoyed Crispin Glover's portrayal as George McFly, Marty's dad. Especially how I'm sure a lot of people can connect with him, how they were always afraid to believe in themselves, always stand up against the bully and let themselves get pushed around. And so it was awesome to see him finally stand up for himself, finally stand up against Biff and become this strong character that Marty was hoping his dad would become, and I was glad to see that. The setup for this movie, they had this in a small town. They didn't make the town bigger. They didn't have this in the city. They had this in what looks like a small little town, which I very much enjoyed because this helps them not spend too much money on trying to make too many big changes. They just made it look just enough to pass as being in the 50s. I especially love the clothing that they wore, the way they talked as well. They're trying to make it more like how the people in the 50s talked, from the vehicles, the music, the old TVs, and the diners. It was a lot of fun to see all that. It's very nostalgic. I didn't really mind the special effects. Yeah, there are times when they did not look like they aged well, but they weren't that bad. I mean, you don't really pay much attention to them because you're focused on what's going on. And there's not a lot of special effect, which is good. And let's be honest, the scene where we see the time machine going into the future for the first time and leaving behind a trail of flames, that is awesome. Yeah, it looks fake as hell when it drives past Marty and Doc, but still doesn't look bad. I also love how the time machine looks. They try to make it look very futuristic, which is it's still cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind having their own DeLorean just to make it look like the time machine. It would have been cool. Alright, what about the music? Because honestly, without the music, I don't think this film would have been a success. The music was done by Alan Silvestri, who you may remember him from his past work such as Doberman Gang, Cat's Eyes, the Predator films, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the Back to the Future films, and of course, the Avengers movies. Oh no, I'm not kidding. He did all the music for the Avengers movie, so including the portal scene. Awesome. Love his music. He did such a great job. And like I said, without the music, I don't think it would have made this film a success because the music really did help make a lot of scenes work. Like, for example, when Marty's being sent back to the past and Doc's trying to get everything ready to get Marty back home, the build up for it, the music for it, it's just, it works so well. I love it so much. So it gets you pumped up, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Did such a great job with it. I love the music, so really had no problem with it. Alright, with that being said, what are my final thoughts on the movie? In my view, this film is still awesome. It still holds up even 35 years later, even 40 years later from now, even 50 years. It doesn't matter. This film will still hold up in my view. Still has a great story. It's well paced. Will keep the audience invested from the beginning all the way to the very end. It has a great cast. Has some great memorable moments, great soundtrack, setup, decent special effects. All in all, it's still a great film, and the sequels I very much had a lot of fun with. So, yeah, it's still a great film. I highly recommend it. If you guys want to see this film with your friends, with your kids, or your loved ones, I recommend checking it out. It's a film that everyone can enjoy. It is a film that everyone will love, and I hope everyone will enjoy it as time passes on. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this film or any of the other Back to the Future films, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Hit the subscribe button, check my Facebook page, check out my Twitter page, check out T3 Media's channel as well. Subscribe to their channel, keep up to date with their videos, check out their website, and check out my written review for this movie as well. It'll be on the link below. So I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. So until then, guys, take care. See you all next time. Be safe. Love you all. And take care.